So we're going to be looking at river reading using a section of the River Dee in Scotland from Invercauld down to Ballater. It's quite a rocky section with plenty to keep you on your toes. So it'll be from the boat, and we'll use some annotation. Green colour is the line I wish to take, various options. Red highlights rocks that could be a problem. And orange marks guide rails. Typically you want to stay between the orange lines. So here we're seeing Invercauld Bridge, starting out from an eddy with another paddler. And we'll just observe the river features as we start out here. So we're in an eddy, the circular's motions show the eddy, and you can see the flow coming down. So getting in behind this white water, the turbulent water, behind the rock, there's an eddy there. Then we're into faster water now, then into slower water behind that rock. There's a submerged rock there, and there's some shallower rocks over here. Now we're on our way down, and we're going to have to hang right and then left, and there's some eddies. So missing those rocks, missing the ones on the left, and into an eddy. And you see the other boat doing the same. So now coming down here, looking ahead, there's two main options. The red marking various ridges you'd want to avoid. So I go wide, more rocks there, and crossing the eddy line fast. So again, a few options here. Choose the closest one with the most flow, that's that one, and away we go. So here it's shallower, there's many possible routes, there's also many shallow rocks. So it's just a matter of taking your time and being precise with the placement of the boat. Some of these rocks you won't see till quite close in. Beside a rock is usually a good option because there's a deep channel caused by the current. And again, looking down, there's various options. To the left, it's shallow. There's a submerged rock on the left. And then we're using that eddy behind to miss that rock and coming across again. So just slightly relaxed way to maneuver around those rocks. So again, looking here, multiple options. Some rocks can be seen, and it's just a matter of staying calm, going close to the rocks so not to get washed onto them. And again, here there's some rocks in front of me, and I can go either side. So I thread between those two rocks, one on the left, one on the right. Okay. And then looking further downstream, there's a rock there off to my right and one to my straight ahead or left. So I go further left and miss it. Okay, and this is coming down towards Ballater now. It's shallow. No real obvious route. You can see the line I'm taking is the one that's got the most waves and the most sort of ripple. So that's probably where the current is. And you can see rocks, and it's just a matter of maneuvering around them. So you don't need to miss them by much. So looking further away and working back. So I'm finding a route down here where there's most current. I see some rocks, so I tend to go right of those ones just to get into deeper water to miss that second rock below that lot. And again, looking ahead, just staying calm. Now here there's a boundary in front of me. So I just go where the waves are, that's where the current is, the biggest depth. And again, past that rock, and it will be deep beyond it, then there's an eddy past that one. So again, just staying calm, looking far away, working back, and yet being able to react quickly if there is something. That's Ballater Bridge in front of me now. So I know it's shallow down to here, and I know from before that generally you want to be river right. But there is a rock, and towards the bottom, before the bridge, I'll go to the left, probably. I may not this time. There's two possible routes. So again, looking ahead, taking my time, just going slowly, and just controlling where the boat's going. Change the angle of the boat, slight rudder strokes at the back. I'm down between the shallower rocks on both sides there, and there I'm seeing my route and some obstacles. And close to the bridge there are substantial obstacles. So just keeping it calm, Now I'm beginning to see an obstacle to my right. It's highlighted red and also to my left. So now I go to the left of that one. A bit of speed through this wave, no problem. And now I actually decided to go on the river right. There's a drop on the bridge that goes right across. There is an option on the left as well. So I'm now seeing some immediate obstacles and choosing which route I'm going to go. So I'm looking at the outflow, figuring out most of the current is going here, so I very glide across and go down where the most of the water is. And then just paddle through the boily eddy at the bottom. So that gives you a feel for a shallow river, grade 2 probably, and it's a sort of river where you can improve your river reading skills by just observing things as you pass them. And the most important thing is to stay relaxed. Don't fixate just in front of your boat, but scan from further away back to your immediate surroundings. And also, as a general rule, look for where the most water is and keep your boat in line with the local current so that there's equal force on either side of your own boat, and in that way you'll be stable. So, limitations of how we were observing the river from the boat. Well, when we're in a boat, we're actually viewing from a low level, so it's hard to see the features further ahead. We may not be able to see all of the rapid before entering at the top, for example, in that last run into the Balmoral Bridge. You may not be able to see any hazards further down the rapid. For example, had there been a tree from a flood jammed between two of the larger rocks above the bridge, I would have been in the rapid before I would have seen that. Now, with experience, I would have just gone for an eddy or very glided across to miss it. But if you're not confident you can do that, then you should really get out and observe from the bank, because you won't see it from the start of the rapid from your boat.